let's get started. So again, we're gonna use a rolled up blanket or towel and a chair today, and we're gonna start standing. So let's make sure we're barefoot and kind of wiggle your toes out a little bit. Just wiggle the feet out and get into a nice parallel stance. So your feet are directly underneath your hip points and the outer edges of your feet from the bone outside the pinky toe and just to the outside of the ankle there are nice and parallel. That's your parallel stance. And then in this position, sometimes our thighs tend to roll in and our knees roll in. So just take a look real quick. And if that is happening to you, I want you to think about from the top of your thighs, externally rotate or spiral your inner thighs forward, which brings your knees angled straight over and get your the pockets of your knees really level to the back. So that's what we want when we're standing. That should be your neutral. And sometimes that's not natural. We have to kind of work for it. And then from here, let's just bend our knees. We're gonna start with 3 deep breaths. So go ahead and put your hands on your lowest ribs and allow your tongue to touch the roof or palate of your mouth. And we're gonna inhale nice and slow through the nose. So just take that slow, gentle inhale in through the nose. When you get to the top of your inhale, try to completely relax. Exhale it out of the nose. Really nice and slow, nice and passive. We'll do that again. We're just kind of calming the body and just getting ourselves prepared here. So we're inhaling in through the nose, allowing the ribs to expand, signaling that we're getting a deep belly breath. And then trying to get that exhale to be a little longer than the inhale. And just one more of those light, soft, deep, slow breath as you bring it in and let it go. Then let's get that energy circulating through the body. So we're gonna send the arms out, start to pat the belly and just warm up the belly. And we're after lunch, so maybe this will help aid some digestion here. And let's go ahead and rub the belly. And then we're gonna bend our knees. We're gonna shrug our arms up and drop it down and just kind of get that energy going. Almost like we're just really softly bouncing on a trampoline. Just think about that nice soft bounce. Knees are bending, shoulders are moving, breathing in and out of the nose. Good, let that go. And then take the left hand out, start to pat your chest and bring it down to the palm. Give it a little clap. And then take it to the top of the hand and up to the neck and the shoulder. Take your thumb up, come down to the thumb line. And then bring it back and just giving some energy to the body. We're gonna take it underneath to the pinky line and then bring it back down and take it down the side of the body and the ribs. And cross it across the chest. Right arm goes out. And we're gonna clap. I like to feel like I'm just giving myself a little round of applause today. I'm here, yay, I did it. And then go top of the hand, up to the neck and the shoulder. Thumb goes up, bringing it down to the thumb line. And bringing it back up and underneath to the pinky line. And then we're taking it down the side of the body, maybe even a little side bend. That feels good. Bring it across the chest and then just a soft rub of the chest and the solar plexus where the ribs open and then the belly. And let's get those hips. So a little lean forward, pat the sacrum first and then bring it out into your glutes. Give them a little wake up call, especially if you've been sitting for a while. Get them nice and warmed up. We're gonna be doing a lot of lower body activities today, getting those hips and hamstrings. Let's come down the back of the body and then bring it up the inside and then set it down the outside and get that energy just circulating through the body. Take it up and then take it down the front and then up the inside. And then we'll turn our ribs to the left, to the right, left, right, and rub the belly. And then we'll go big hip circles. So place your hands flat on your hips, Feet can go a little wider, and then we're just gonna take it around. Nice. And other way. Okay, one more time. And bring it in, and then make a fist. Open it wide a couple of times. Again, getting those hands to stretch, getting some blood flow there. And then hands nice and wide, big hand stretch. Send the arms up, drop the shoulders down. If it feels good, take a little stretch up to the sky. And then let's shoot the hips back, head forward, and come all the way down. Go ahead and bend your knees, let your head hang. Maybe shake it, yes or no. And then your tailbone starts to get heavy first. Your belly starts to draw you up, and we're gonna restack those vertebrae. We're gonna do that 2 more times. Reach, send it out, bring it down, bend the knees, and then roll it up, just stack it up. Your head is the last thing to stack up on top. One more time. Good, just let it hang for a second, and roll it up. Okay, we're gonna get into those calves. This is one of my favorite stretches. So you can just put your blanket or towel on the ground, and then using the chair as a little support here. I'm gonna be using a half foam roller, and if you have one of these, you can definitely use these. So I'm gonna take the right ball of my foot up, and my heel is down, and then I'm gonna try to stand as tall as I can on that right leg, getting the energy down into the right heel, and then finding that neutral pelvis. So I might need to bring my pubic bone up towards my shoulder blades just to really feel that lift there. Now, same thing I was talking about when we were standing. I want you to think about really spiraling the inner thigh forward, almost like you're wrapping the meat of your thigh towards the back, and that's gonna get us into a better neutral position in our leg. And then step forward as much as you can with your left foot. When I first started this stretch, my foot was behind me. So it's taken some time to kind of get it out in front of me. So if it doesn't go there for you right away, don't feel bad. It's just what feels good for you. Where am I feeling the stretch? And then from this position, keep the energy sinking into that heel. And then if it feels good, I like to just do little hip circles, kind of moving that stretch around a little bit. Really opening up the calf, and then going the other way. And this is an awesome stretch to do if you have like a standing desk. You can put it down, you can stretch while you're working. Okay, now let's bend both knees, just a little softening of the knees. It's gonna switch the stretch, keep the belly lifted, and then give me those little circles again. Good, and so when I work into the lower body, I really do like to work from the ground up, getting the feet, the ankles, the calves, all that moving, because it makes a huge difference as we work our way up the chain there. Go the other direction if you haven't already. And just one more deep breath here. And step it off. Give it a little roll out, and we'll do the other side. So left ball of the foot down, heel is imprinting, belly is up, we're in our neutral, hips are shining straight ahead, and then we're thinking about really rotating the back of the inner thigh forward to get our knee in a correct position, and then we can step our right foot forward. And just feel the energy sink into the left heel. Let the back of that leg open, and then if it feels good, you could just do like little circles, or maybe just wag your hips side to side. You can decide here. And then let's go the other way. It's more of an exploration for what feels good for you and where you're feeling tight. All right, let's bend the knee a little bit. Oh boy, keep that belly lifted, and little circles if you like, and the other direction. Might not feel like we're moving a bunch, but this is gonna really help us out for the rest of the workout here. All right, go ahead and step off, give that a little roll out. And now we're gonna do both of the feet up. All right, both of the feet up. Heels down, outer edges of the feet are parallel, and we're spiraling the back of those inner thighs forward so you feel your knee pits really shoot straight back behind you. You don't want to feel like your knees are knocking inward. From this position, we're going to lead through the pelvis. So you can think about like a little fish hook on your tailbone drawing you up, but it's the pelvis that starts to gear forward. And then the spine's gonna follow. We don't wanna lead with our chest. We wanna lead from the pelvis. So just allow it to come forward. You can hold onto your chair, bring your hands down, and we wanna kind of relax that upper body as we allow our tailbone to lift to the sky. And just whatever feels good. You could still be up here and be getting a really great stretch in your hamstrings. So wherever that is for you, go ahead and find it. And then try to use your breath to relax into it. So we're really opening up the back of those legs. Good, and then see if you can imagine a little fish hook in your tailbone. That's just going to draw that tailbone up just another centimeter. Oh boy, does a lot to really open up the back of the legs there. Maybe wiggle your toes a little bit, make sure you can still move. Good, and go ahead and gently come up from that, roll it out. Oh boy. So we can put that to the side for a moment. And now we're gonna just do a couple of heel elevators, or calf elevators. You might think of this as a calf raise, but I want you to be a little more specific with it. So we're going to get those feet nice and parallel, and we're really gonna feel tall. And just see if you can lift straight up, just to the ball of the foot. You don't need to come all the way up onto your tippy toes here, and then come back down. And if you can balance, go for it. But if you're finding it really, really hard to balance, please hold on to something. You can always hold on to that chair. And what I want you to really focus on is lifting straight up, not allowing your ankles to bow out to the side. So we're trying to correct all those weak ankles, you know. Maybe we rolled our ankles a lot as a kid or twisted our ankles a lot. So we're just gonna do this, get mobility in the ankle and strength, and try to go straight up and down. So we're not letting our chest move forward and back. And just to the balls of the feet. Good, and there's a nice control on each direction as we rise up and as we resist back down. Let's just do this a few more times. Let's go for 4, 3, 2, and then we're gonna do little circles in the ankle, so it's gonna look like this. I'll go from the side. We'll start in that parallel. We're gonna bend both knees, but keep our spine nice and tall. And then we're gonna peel our heels up, straighten the legs up to nice and tall, and then lower the heels down. So we go bend, lift, up, and down. And as you can see, I'm not moving a lot above. Nothing's really changing in my pelvis or above. I want to keep that all in neutral. And I want to try to make this motion as fluid as I can now. Like there is no start or stop. It's just a perfectly circular movement. Good, still lifting tall through the center. Nice. Next time you peel the heels up, let's hold right there. And we're gonna lower our tailbone down an inch and up an inch. Just small little movements, up and down. And stay nice and tall. And I'm shaking. How's everyone else doing? Let's go for 4 and 3. Keep it tiny. 2 and 1. And then we're gonna rise up, lower the heels. And now we're gonna switch to our circular pattern. So now we're gonna start by peeling the heels up, softening the knees, don't overdo it, and then lower the heels back down. Straighten up. So when I bend my knees, I don't overbend or else I can't get my heels down without moving my body out of position. So keep it small so you can keep that glide and you can keep your tall spine. Good. Let's just do a few more here, making it as smooth as we possibly can. Feeling that nice move in the foot and in the ankle. Last one, peel it up. Let's bend the knees, come down a little deeper, hold. Let's do those little lifts and lowers again. Tiny, tiny. Imagine there's like a rubber band between your sit bone and your heel, and you're trying to stretch it as you lift. You're stretching the band. It makes a big difference in the activation there. Let's go for 4, 3, 2, 1. Awesome, guys. All right, I'm gonna still hold on to the chair, have it handy. We're gonna step on our right leg, bring the left leg up and out and down, and then out and in, like we're opening the door and we're closing the door. Getting into those hips. Awesome. Let's go 3 and 2 and 1. Amazing. Now we're gonna do a back lunge, and you can have your chair handy to help keep you balanced, but this is gonna be like a two-parter. So we're gonna start by stepping our left foot back. Nice tall spine. We're gonna bend both knees coming towards the ground. Once we come into that low hover, I want you to really take your tailbone underneath you and draw your pubic bone up so you get a little stretch through that hip flexor. From the side, it looks like this. We're really drawing under, opening up that hip. So that's step 1. Then we add the left arm by going up and over to the right, just adding a nice little stretch there. Then we'll come up and we're gonna bring the left leg through. And if you can, give it a little hug up to your chest. So we got balance. So again, we're gonna step it back. Come down, lift the left arm up and over. Come up and through. You can either try to balance or just bring the leg up. Let's do it a few more times. Getting into those hip flexors. And if you need to hold, feel free to hold. If you want to work that balance, go ahead and work the balance. Nice. Last one, let's hold it down. Bend both knees. Think about your inner thighs drawing towards each other. And then just the tiniest little lift and lower here. Good, let's send both arms up if we can. Relax the shoulders down. Last 4, 3, 2, 1, and come on up. Awesome, guys. So I'm gonna do a side plank on my chair. And I'm gonna put a little padding there for my arm because I have a kind of a rough chair here. But we're gonna come down onto our right forearm. And we wanna think about the back of that right armpit spiraling forward so we're not allowing our shoulder to roll in. So let's get that position first. Come on down, right foot over left, and give me the longest diagonal you've got from head to heels. Nice. This is our starting position. And then we're going to drop the hips gently and then lift back up to that starting position. It doesn't have to be a big movement, and we want to keep lifted out of the shoulder. So just tiny little drop and lift. Good. Now hold. Now we're going to take the hips up a little and then back to that level. Think about sending your hip long rather than high. Good. 2 more. Last one. Nice. Take the last one over for a big side stretch. And then gently come out of that as easily as you can. Hands are going to come down onto the chair. We're going to hit our plank position here. Feet about 4 inches apart. And we're going to start by rounding our spine. So nod your chin, lift under your ribs, and feel like a little candy cane here as you take it back, and then lower your heels, allowing your heart to melt to the ground. Get that nice stretch under your armpits. Maybe bend one knee then the other. And then we'll flow back and forth. So we're going to peel the heels up, round through the spine, come out into that plank, and then round it back. Heels go down. Take that little stretch. If you want to add a little push-up, feel free, or leave it out and just go back and forth. Feeling just really strong here. I want you to feel strong. I don't want you to feel defeated. So if you're taking a huge push-up and you're struggling to get out of it, just back off a little bit. Feel strong in each position here as you go back and forth. Good. One more time. And then let's just hold that plank for a second. Feel the lift under the ribs. Soften your elbows if you can. Come halfway down. Just hold right there for a moment. Thinking about the elbows wrapping in towards each other. Little lifts and lowers for 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Send it back. One more stretch here, really getting under those armpits and into the upper back. Nice. Now let's go back into our side plank, getting stability in that shoulder, getting strength there. So externally rotate this arm so you feel that armpit spiraling forward. Come down onto the left forearm, set yourself up. And you can always modify by bringing the right leg forward, or you can stack the feet, or you can go heel to toe. So let's just first find our long diagonal. And then we do those little dips down. But the dip isn't coming from the shoulder, right? The shoulder is still nice and strong. Good. Think length here. Now, come to your diagonal and go up. Send your right hip long and out. Small but really engaged. Hold the next one. Send that arm over. Give me a big side bend. And as gently as possible, let's come out of it. And I'm going to use that chair for a little guidance again. Let's stand back up. Stand tall on the left foot. Let's take the right hip out, right hip in, out, in. Nice. 2 more times. Last one. And we'll begin that back lunge series again. So it's taking the right foot back, bending both knees, feeling that lift of the belly, getting that stretch through the right hip flexor. Right arm goes up and over. And then we're gonna come up and try to balance. And if it feels all right for you, you're gonna draw the leg up and in towards you if you can. Feel free to balance. I don't trust myself when I'm trying to talk and teach all at the same time, so I'm gonna be using the chair for a little balance. Good, but do what feels right for you. If you wanna add that extra challenge, go for it. Nice. 2 more. And we're bringing the knee up to us, not dipping the chest down. Let's hold this last one. Feel those inner thighs really draw towards each other. Lift through your center, tiny lifts and lowers. 4, 3, 2, 1, and come all the way up. Awesome, guys. Let's take it to the ground. So I'm gonna get rid of my chair, push everything aside, and we're gonna do that 90-90 stretch. I'm gonna start off to an angle here. So you can see my right leg is forward, my left leg is folded back, and I'm gonna take my left arm and I'm gonna stretch and reach it out. And then when I get to the top, hands go behind, and then I just allow my legs to swivel in the sockets. And then I'm gonna reach my right arm long. And then let's just flow side to side at your own pace, getting that nice movement in your hips. For more of a challenge, you can try doing it without putting your hands down behind you. So if you have more mobility there and the flexibility, you can try it without letting your hands come down. Good, one more time on the right. And then one more time on the left. Feels so good. Lie all the way down on your back. Feet about 4 inches apart, in alignment with your sit bones. And then come down onto your back. Shimmy your shoulders down. Find that nice neutral position where your hip points feel like they're shining straight up. We're not jamming our low back into the ground. We're allowing our spine to be neutral. For some of you, you might have space under your low back. All right, from here, I want you to imagine your arms are imprinting into the ground so they feel nice and strong. And your feet are also melting into the ground but they have a slight feeling like they're trying to push the ground away from you. But you're not gonna let them slide away, but you're just gonna send energy out. Now gently allow the knees to start to reach long. You're gonna feel your glutes and your hamstrings light up as you send your knees long, lifting your hips into your bridge position, and you'll feel that really big opening across the front of the hip flexors. Glutes are really firing to suspend you. Abdominals are turned on. Arms are imprinting to stay nice and strong. And then starting at the top of your spine, we're gonna curl down one vertebrae at a time, trying to really separate each vertebrae as we bring it back down onto the mat. Okay, 2 more times. Sending the knees long, lifting up, reaching, 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 getting those hips into the sky, and then curling down one vertebrae at a time. Nice. All right, our last one. It's our happy hold it day. So we're gonna hold this next one up. So draw in, send those legs, the knees long, lift, feel those glutes fire, and just hold. How can you imprint into the arms a little more? Soften your breath. Imagine you're holding a little yoga block between your inner thighs so your knees don't fall out to the side. And really lift under those glutes. Get them nice and heated here. Feel the blood flow going into that back line. Your belly's drawn in and up towards your shoulder blades. We're keeping it very active. We're not hanging here. We're actively lifting. Keep it going. You're doing great. And now just hone in on that breath. Keep it soft, in and out of the nose. Good, can you keep it for 10 more seconds? 4, 3, 2, 1. Really slowly roll it back down. Take your time. Awesome job, good. Extend the legs long for a second. Reach both arms long behind you, get a big stretch here. And then bend them back in. Take your feet the frame of your mat or shoulder distance or so, and they're gonna be little windshield wipers as you send them side to side. And this should just feel nice, and just let it happen. Let it feel the nice little twist in your back. Awesome. Good, and then come back through center, and we'll walk our feet back towards the center. We're gonna take the left ankle on top of the right knee, and we're gonna gently turn it out a few times just to connect into that hip. Feel that rotation outward. Now you're welcome to stay here if this is enough of a stretch, or you can reach behind your right thigh and you can bring it in. And now once this leg is in, see if you can turn that left leg out just a little bit more. And keep your tailbone really rooted. I don't want you to feel like you're, struggling to stay up here. So another nice option is taking a scarf or something around your right thigh and using the band to help support you here. And then let's just go a little side to side, or maybe little circles, with the point being that you're gonna find that place where you need to hold a little longer. There's gonna be a spot where it's a little tighter, and it could use a little extra tension. So let's go to that spot and let's hold it there. And just breathe that soft breath. Awesome, guys. Let that come back down. Let's switch it out. So we'll take the right ankle on top. We'll turn it out a few times. Just saying hello to that hip. And then you can stay there, or you can reach behind the left thigh and try to keep your spine nice and long. I like to elevate my foot a little bit and allow that to help stretch, like kind of sink into my right ankle. And then search for those tighter spots that you might want to hold in. So just give it a little exploration for a second. Okay, let's find that spot we want to hold in. One more breath here. And then let that go. Let's do one more big stretch. Just arms up, legs out, big stretch, roll everything out. And that's it.